Here we have the 30-minute price chart for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. As we can see here, there have been some fairly decisive price movements already during this trading day. Once again, GameStop is sort of bucking the trend a little bit here. What we're seeing in a lot of other stocks, even larger cap stocks, is sort of a slow sideways consolidation period, sort of a boring end to the week. But this has not really occurred with GameStop. We have seen some fairly significant price breakouts here that might not seem completely obvious on the face of it. We do have to kind of dig a little bit deeper into the price levels in order to see why this is the case. But we have seen some upside trading activity to start the day today. And I would consider these upside breaks here to be, fairly important here going forward in terms of what will be expected as far as the broader trend activity. First, what we have to point out is the fact that, in yesterday's video, I was really kind of trying to dispel some concerns or fears about recent declining share prices. But most of that was based on the fact that the current declines, at least yesterday, were really broad based. They were not stock specific. We were not looking at one stock and seeing these massive outsized declines and things like that. We were seeing a very broad-based sell-off, particularly in tech, but it was throughout the market as a whole. I mean, the S&P's 500 was trading under a fair amount of selling pressure. The Nasdaq, the Dow, all of these indexes had a fair amount of selling pressure directed in those areas. So, overall, the picture was encouraging yesterday because the sell-offs that we were seeing in GameStop did not match what we were seeing in the broader market. We were seeing some declines there, but they were not as sizable as some of the other stocks. I mean, if you look at Facebook, for example, Meta stock, that stock broke some major support levels. The similar situations were true for Tesla and even Nvidia and Apple. The declines were broad based, and what we were seeing in GameStop really didn't match. Wasn't as bad as what we were seeing in some other parts of the market. So overall, the declines there were not as bad as might be expected. And today, what we're seeing is a fair amount of follow through here to the top side. So let's take a look at some of the important price levels that we've broken here. So, first we can point to the July 10 high, which came in. Just lost it here. Which came in at 26.45. So just below 26.50. And then from there, we would have to watch this would be the June 27th high, which came in just below 26.70. So these were the next levels, of potential concern here. I mean, if we were going to start seeing, an increase in selling pressure from people that are trying to short this stock, these would be two areas to watch here. And if we did start to see declines, you could argue that would be a bit of a cause for concern. But as you can see here, we didn't have very much trouble breaking through both of these levels. The current highs that we're watching for today's trading session came in at 26.89. So, as we can see here, both of these levels have been broken. What really has to happen here for anybody that's long this stock is to really be watching for areas that could be used for potential short sell positions. I mean, this really is the name of the game at this point. If you were a short seller, where exactly would you start to enter into the market? So that is the type of mindset that I think people should be adopting rather than, watching some of these other videos where it's just kind of some random guess about, a short squeeze happening on some certain day of the week. I mean, that's just unrealistic. This is not how the market works. What you really have to do is try to think about how is the other side thinking about this? If you were a short seller, where would you start to enter the market? So currently, we have seen a fairly decisive break here through the $25 psychological level, and now through this 2670, 2650 to 2670 level. Currently we have to pull back here quite a bit here in order to get some new levels to the top side that could be seen for potential short sell positions. For example, the next level that I would be watching here comes in at the June 17th high, which posted at this would be 28.74. This would be one potential level to watch here going forward. At this stage, we do have a share price action here that has moved above all of the exponential moving averages, though. So all that we really have solidifying this area here at 2870, roughly 2880, would be the historical level itself. There isn't any other particular technical indicator that's resting in this area. So it is a potential area here, but it might not be strong enough to really kind of establish new short positions. From here, the next high that would come next would be the June 14th high, which posted at 29.93. So this is just ahead of the psychological mark at $30. It stands to reason that this would be a little bit more of an area to start short selling the stock, because it's also possible that some people that are currently long would consider taking profits before reaching that $30 level. So if there's going to be a near term area of resistance failure, these are the two places that I would currently be watching. On the whole, we can see that trend momentum here remains positive. And then we did have the fact that the stock managed to hold up very well under circumstances where the rest of the market was selling off. We did see a little bit of price declines here, but as I said yesterday, the price declines here. If you just look at the trading bars, the trading volume, that selling pressure was fairly low. I mean, it didn't even match what was seen during prior price rallies. So overall, it does look like the majority of the market is still focusing on the buy side rather than on the sell side. And now that we've broken some critical levels of resistance here, we really are opening the way to the $30 level. So we'll have to watch and see whether or not we start to see evidence of short selling activity as we approach there. But that does give us a fair amount of upside here, and it does suggest that the current trend to the top side can continue. I would expect this to be the case as long as we're holding above these exponential moving averages, and as long as the indicator reading suggests that positive momentum remains in place. So here's the current market outlook for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME.